All right, welcome. We are so excited to be having this getting started training today. This is all about helping you to launch your business and get started. Let me see, I want to fix the way the screen looks. Perfect. So, first of all, congratulations on joining LEMD. And this team is Team Joy, and we are all here to support and help one another. You are not in this alone. However, this is your business. You are the CEO of your own business. So one of the things I like to do when I'm first getting started is kind of go through like, what am I doing to connect, to reach out, and to help others, whether that's with the products or the business opportunity. So I'm going to walk you guys through today a little bit of my getting started and how I got started. And if anything in here resonates with you and you want to use it, awesome. If you hear something and you want to add some other things to it, share with us in our community. We all want to know and we all can help out one another. So the very first thing that I do whenever I clicked that button to join LEMD was I decided, what do I want? Because one of my favorite authors, Lisa Nichols, who wrote Abundance Now, always said you can't hit a moving target. So you've got to know what your target is, right? So what is it that you want out of this business? Is it a certain rank? Is it a certain commission bracket? Is it a certain kind of success? Is it a trip? Like everybody's reason for why they join something is different. I know that I have some people on this team right now, like Vanessa on here, who is passionate about helping other people. Like that to her resonates. I know her heart. That resonates much more than a paycheck, right? And for me, for me, it is about changing people's journey through menopause. Like I have come out the other side and I feel incredible. I actually feel like I did in my 20s. I won't even say 30s because I felt like crap in my 30s, if I'm being honest. After I had kids, I never felt the same. And so for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that at 46, I could feel like I did in my 20s and feel incredible. So that is one part for me, but also making money. I love hitting ranks. I love earning trips. I love being successful. That's really important to me. And I'm being honest with that. As I've gotten older, God has shown me that that is a part of me that I can say, I like to make money. I like to be successful, and there's nothing wrong with that. So know what you want and what you want out of this business. My first goal with this business was to help 4 customers get started, and that in return would pay for my personal product with my commissions. Then I wanted to help 4 people get started in the business and be brand partners. So how do we do this? The very first thing that I did was create a list, okay? And I know if you've never done network marketing before, this is going to sound new to you, but if you've been in this industry before, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so old school. Make a list, right? But the honest truth is, if you are passionate and you believe in these peptides, if you believe in the products that we're sharing for longevity, sexual health, and weight management, and soon to come blood diagnostic kits, hello, guys. Those blood diagnostic kits are going to save people's lives. I know that sounds a bit crazy and woo-woo, but I'm telling you, I will never forget what my oncologist said to me when I said, why do you think I got this cancer? I was actually thinking it might have had something to do with COVID or the vaccine. And he said, because your hormones were out of whack and you never got them checked. And if you had just known that your hormones were out of whack, you probably wouldn't have gotten this cancer because it's estrogen driven. And 50% of breast cancer, ovarian cancer are estrogen driven. So those blood diagnostic kits will save lives if people decide to check out and see what their hormone levels are. So I'm passionate about that. And so when I create a list, it's not just like, how can I build this business as fast as possible? It's how can I impact lives as fast as possible? And that's what those list of names will help you do, because that's your warm market, the people who know, like, and trust you. So when I'm creating that list, what do I start with? Well, I start first with who would love this business opportunity. I kind of divide mine up into 2 groups. At first, when I'm thinking of names, they all get dumped onto a piece of paper, and then I actually highlight them in different colors. I have yellow for business partners and pink for just customers. There are people that I know don't want to build a business, or they wouldn't even understand what that means yet. And so I start with the product. I mean, even Vanessa on here, who is like peptide queen, I'm going to call you peptide queen, Vanessa. She knows so much. I reached out to her more like to get her opinion on this, honestly, at first. And then I felt like God gave me a nudge to say, just ask her if she's interested in the business, Blair. Like, what is it going to really hurt? Right. And I was nervous because she knows way more about this world than I do. We're a family. Like, there's a lot of things that make that nerve wracking, right? But I went into it and she was a pink highlight for me. She was just somebody who I thought might be a customer. Like, maybe if they're already taking Somorelin, they would switch their Somorelin to our brand, right? Which I know has good efficacy. So writing your list, who would love the business? Who loves multiple streams of income? Who's already doing something with these products, right? Or in that health and wellness world? Who is your age? Think about old high school friends, old college friends. They are your age, right? They are feeling crappy, like you are maybe feeling crappy or you were. I also think of old neighborhood friends. I think of friends that I first started working with when I first went into teaching, workout friends, people who I've worked out with over the years at different places, those in the health world, business owners, right? I'm thinking large scale too, med spas, holistic nurses that I know, functional PAs, med spa owners, chiropractors, like my mind just keeps hairdressers. You guys, think about this. Hairdressers literally have you stuck in their chair for 2 to 3 hours. And you're talking about all kinds of personal stuff. I talk about more of my hairdresser than I do my OBGYN. Okay. So that's just the truth. So think about the people who are constantly around others. So then once I get that list made, and I continue to add to that list, and mine's in a little spiral notebook because it's easy for me to throw in my purse and take with me everywhere I go. And so I'm adding to that constantly. So once I have that list, what do I do with it? Well, I start to reach out to people daily. So think about your goal and how much time you have. Be realistic. Okay. There might be one day where you have time to reach out to 10 or 20, but are you going to have time the following day to follow up with those people if you don't hear back? Because reaching out to 20 people and then maybe 2 or 3 answer you and the rest don't, and then ignoring them for 2 weeks makes it seem like you're only reaching out about that. So make sure that you are time management with this as well. What can you handle? So when I first started with you guys, like 10 or 12 days ago, I was still balancing selling my book of business with my other company. And I knew I could only reach out to 5 people a day and follow up with 2. That was the honest truth I had to give myself. So I was reaching out to 5 every day, following up with 2 who maybe didn't answer me from the day before. Now I'm up to about 15. I'm reaching out to 15 a day, following up with 15 a day because I have that time, right? So what is your goal? And then also, what will you say when you reach out? And I want to show you guys something just to make sure you guys know about all the amazing tools and opportunities that we have. So can you guys see this okay? Okay, awesome. Thanks, Vanessa. So right here, this is our board, LEMD info. And on here, I even have reach out. We have different things that you can use for reach out. Okay. Like here's one that Beth just shared with you guys today in the chat, right? What is LEMD? Reach out text messages that have been working. I'm going to add some more today or tomorrow probably because I'm hanging out with some family that's in town today, but I'll add some more in there that I've been reaching out to and like the message that I've been sending and that's been working. Okay. So we have that boards and that's for you guys. Also in there in the boards, I mean, there's so much great information. If you're not in the boards, please reach out to us and ask for it. But also in there is testimonials and before and after pictures. So if you're already getting testimonials, screenshot, don't use the person's name. If you touch what they say, it kind of pulls it up to the front and then screenshot it so we don't have people's names because of HIPAA. So make sure you share it that way. Put those in there, you guys. I've already had 3 people thank me, 2 NAD and 1 for GLP-1. And I just screenshotted those testimonials. Also, any of your before and after pictures would be awesome in there too. All right. So what else am I doing? Social media. Did you guys know that we have a 10-day plan? I also put that 10-day plan inside of our board app as well under, let's see, let's go back. I want to make sure I help you guys get the right spots. Was it under graphics? Nope. Social media. So if you go to social media, oh no, that's not it either. I'm going to have to find it. Oh, I think I did 2 folders. I'll add that other social media to social media help. It was just a disclaimer, by the way, guys, because if you're putting up anything, you might want to just put a little disclaimer there so you never get in any medical issues. So like right here, let me just show you guys this really quick. Come on, where are you, social media? There you are. So I will share this into the other one and then I'll erase that folder. Sometimes when I'm doing things quick, I don't realize we already have a folder for things. Those of you that know me know I move a little too fast sometimes. I know somebody on here is laughing because she agrees. Okay. Disclaimer. So this is always good to put up. Like if you're doing a before and after picture of somebody or putting up something like that, it's always good to put that. Now I can't see because of where I am. All right, I'll go back and do that later. But here's your 10-day posting ideas. This is also inside of our Facebook group as well. These are just really great ideas. Curiosity posts, engagement posts, those kind of things, right? So you have that plan in there, but also go look at LEMD's Instagram. They have such an amazing Instagram, but I will give you guys a tip if you're not used to social media, don't use their graphics or if you do, try to change it up a little bit, because if everybody's using the same graphics, the algorithm kind of blocks you. So you want to make sure you kind of make them your own, but you can use the content that they have on there and make up your own as well. So some great things also is to do some polls in your stories weekly. Like, here's a great one. How do you tell if you've lost weight? Is it the scale, the way your clothes fit, or the way you feel? Right? That's a great poll right there. As people tell you, then you know who to start reaching out to. Putting in different ways to get more protein at every single meal, right? Or sharing the things that you do to add more fiber or to exercise, all of those things. And then look and see who's following your stories. Don't just put them up there for fun. Actually look at the little face bubbles every night. Maybe take a picture of it. That's what I do before I go to bed, because I don't like to do any work right before bed. Ryan and I hang out at night. So I just take a bunch of pictures before it's gone, because I never know when the 24-hour mark is. I'm going to lose my Instagram stories. And so I just screenshot it, and then I can come back to those people and connect with them. All right. Another really huge suggestion is doing at least 2 to 4 reels a week if you can. Yes, video record it also, great idea. Doing reels. You guys, check out other people's reels. You can look for LEMD hashtags. You can look for other people who are in the weight loss world. Look at the things that they're doing. Make sure daily in your stories you're sharing things and that you're educating and helping people, right? We have so many amazing products already and more to come, that it doesn't just have to be about the weight loss, but if that's what you're focused on, awesome. But you could also talk about all the other things as well. Now, what do we do once you get your customers, right? Or once you get people that are interested? Well, the very first thing you want to do is share your site with them and ask them if they have any questions. Now, one of the great things is that with this, we can point people to the website, but we don't have to know everything about the products, and we don't have to know everything about what they want unless they want to tell you. Most of the people that I've been connecting with or that have been reaching out to me personally are telling me right away what they're looking for. Blair, I can't believe you lost that weight. How'd you do it? Or, wow, I heard you talk about NAD. I'm still a little bit confused. Can you tell me more? Or, will this help with my hip pain that I have right now during menopause? So all of these kind of questions, I know immediately what they want. But if somebody doesn't tell me that, I usually use this question. If you had a magic wand and could change anything with your health or body in the next 30 days, what would it be? And then that kind of gets me to like what they want, right? And I want to point and steer them in the direction of what they want. So like, I have an amazing story with NAD, but if somebody's looking to lose 60 pounds, I'm not going to talk to them about NAD. I'm going to talk to them about GLP-1. So it's important to know what their needs are and their desires, right? Also making sure that you kind of know a little bit about the product so you can steer them and help them. And then once I start talking to them, I get them my site, I answer some questions, I immediately try to put them in a 3-way message with somebody else who can share their story and help them. You guys, I'm available for that. You can put me on a message thread on Facebook Messenger or in text message anytime, and I'll pop in as soon as I can with a voice message. If you want to book me for a 3-way call or one of your other leaders, just reach out and ask for that. Okay. So it's that simple. And then I also put them into our customer group, the longevity one. Okay. And how do I do that? We do a method called ask, add, tag, message. So I ask them if I can add them into our group. And I say, this is a great place to just be a fly on the wall and learn more about these different injectables that LEMD has to offer. I throw them in there and I say, and there's some great health tips in there too. So I asked them, then I add them into the group. Then I tag them on, well, first I message them and give them the link for the group and say, hey, I just added you to this group. Make sure you accept. Once they've accepted, then I tag them in something that I think they would like. Okay, so just kind of go through that group and see like what would be something that would be beneficial for them. If you don't see something, make it. You guys are all leaders on here. We are literally at the very beginning of this business. I joined maybe 2 days before you joined. This company started in June. Like, we are all at ground floor and learning as we go. So nobody here knows what they're doing 100% yet. And I love that. It means that we're all at the exact same level and we're all at the same field, right? So like, I don't know anything that you don't know. So if you don't see something in there, just make it for yourself or ask one of us to make it. And so like a great example to that might be I'm adding somebody in there and I want to talk a little bit more about how to add more protein in your meals, because I was telling her maybe she had a bad experience the first time she tried GLP-1, and we talked through things and I realized she wasn't eating. That's like the number one thing that I'm noticing when people are saying like, well, my stomach hurt, I was nauseous, this or that. I'm like, well, how much were you eating? Well, I just really wasn't eating. I'm like, well, you got to eat. So those are the kind of things that, maybe you hop in there and you share a couple recipes or how you break your fast every day and show them how you get your protein in, right? Or maybe it's about electrolytes, or maybe it's about why NAD is such a powerful product or whatever. Just get in there and put whatever you feel like is needed, and we'll approve it. Okay. So I love putting them into this customer group because that allows them to be part of the community and engage. So we really need you guys to engage inside of that group too, so that it's more beneficial for everybody. Because my opinion on it is the more valuable that group is, the more of the potential customers and customers will add their friends and family, right? And the more people they add, then that's more customers or business partners for you. And it's a place where you could just dump people all at once. So for example, let's say Jill was talking to her friend Melissa, and she put Melissa in there. And then Melissa got so much valuable information in there that she added 3 of her friends because they've been talking about losing weight together. Now, Jill just went from 1 customer to potentially 4. Right? And she's probably going to talk to Melissa now that she saw that Melissa added people in there. Hey, Melissa, I just wanted to tell you, like, did you know you can actually be a brand partner with this company and earn commission off of your sales, 20 to 40%. And you can even order your own product underneath yourself and make 20 to 40% back. Right? So also then as that transition right into having business conversations with people. So don't overthink, just get clear on how to share with people. So I'm just saying very simply, if you love these products or you're ready to order, you have 2 options. You can be a customer, which is awesome, or you can be a customer and a brand partner. That's a $59 one-time fee to be a brand partner and $5 a month for your website. And then you can actually create your own customer account underneath yourself, which is allowed by the company, and you would earn back 20 to 40% in commissions. And everybody you help, you earn 20 to 40% back in commissions. Which one is better for you right now? And I let them decide, right? If I'm already going straight in and I'm talking about the business right away, because there are people that I'm reaching out to about this business opportunity, you guys, we are ground floor. We are like literally, I cannot think of anything that is more groundbreaking right now than telehealth concierge and peptides. Like these are the 2 big hot words right now, right? And with the blood diagnostic kits coming out. So I'm just sharing with some people, like if you've ever wanted to be part of a ground floor opportunity and you want to build a business with me at the ground floor, like let's go. This is what's happening right now. And so I'm just sharing really quickly with them. And then I'm inviting them to our Wednesday night Zoom. So through the month of September, every single Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, we are going to have Honey on. So we start off with Honey sharing her story about why she started this company and a little bit about her. Then this week I'm hosting. So I'll share a little bit about my NAD story because I don't think we've had anybody share about NAD yet. Vanessa is going to share this week about her weight loss story with GLP-1. And then we also have another lady, Jen Nelson, who's going to be sharing this week about her GLP-1 story. That will be the same format every single week. Now, those of you that know me, I'm going to try to make this one this week like 20 minutes so we can get people in and out. I like short, quick, kind of stuff. But at the end of these, we'll always say, get back to the person who invited you here. You can get started on the products and see how amazing they are. And you also have the opportunity to join us in this ground floor business opportunity that's just starting right now. So get back to the person who invited you. So that to me is a great way. You just, as you're talking to people all week, you're inviting them to Wednesday, right? Make it an easier path for you. And also, I don't know about you guys, but one of my goals with this business is for it to not interrupt my family life. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to have clear boundaries. I'm not going to be working my business every single night. Like God bless Gary Simmons. He is amazing. But Gary doesn't have any kids at home, you guys. Gary lives by himself. Like good for him. And I will be like that next year. Watch out when we're empty nesters. But I'll still probably have boundaries around certain times at night because I like my time with my husband. And I feel like now at 46, like I deserve that time every night, getting in the hot tub, hanging out with him and doing what we want to do, right? And so Wednesday nights are my nights that I'm going to be working. And then I'll do 3-way calls for anybody, but I probably will end at certain times every night so that I have my own boundaries, right? Also, when you're talking to people about the business opportunity, you can book them on a 3-way message or a 3-way call with whoever you feel like they would connect with the most and let them hear a little bit about the business. And I will brag on myself for a really quick second, which is uncomfortable, but I've had Beth tell me I need to do this more. I just walked away from a business where I used to bring in 1 to 1.7 million in online sales with my team a month. I hit millionaire at the company in less than 3 years. I was earning, 6 figures every single year with that company. Ryan and I both had our auto bonus with that company. We earned 32 trips in my 10 years that I was with that company. So I have built really big organizations before, and prior to that, I was with a jewelry company called Stella and Dot. I was not at the top of the compensation plan with that company, but I was two below. So I've built two six-figure companies a year that have brought in amazing income for me and my family. So I know how to build, I know what I'm doing, and so putting people on a phone call with me, whether they've done this before or they haven't, I can share those things with them and give them that peace and excitement about what's about to happen here. And also you can book Honey. You guys, like, this is ground floor, like, book her. It's not going to happen for much longer, I can tell you that. I have a feeling by the end of this year, her team is going to say no more because I don't know how she's getting the time to do all this. So I know that as the blood diagnostic kits are coming out and the hormone, like, she's not going to have time to do this anymore. So you have her Calendly link. It's under boards, under links and phone numbers. Go click on it, book a time with her, and invite those two or three people that you've been talking to about the business to get on there with you. It's a great opportunity to do that. All right, last but not least, I'm going to challenge you to set a timer every day for minimum 10 minutes and get to know your website. Okay, this is something that I've been doing every single day for the last week because I feel like I still don't even know everything that's on that website and understand it all. And I want to be educated. The one that I was working on yesterday and trying to learn more about is Synopsin, which is a nose spray, which, oh, by the way, Vanessa, did you know it's really good for people who've had concussions? So I was researching that. So if you've ever had a concussion or any kind of brain issues, Synopsin is a really important nose spray for rebuilding, I think, brain tissue. I was reading about it yesterday. So what I do is I go on the site, I find everything I could possibly find on our site. I look through it, I get to know it, and then I go to Google and I look up some scientific journals on it, not reviews. I look up scientific research on it so that I can talk with education on it, and getting to know the products. So that's one thing that you can do. Also, getting to know a little bit more about the products then allows you to create some content too. So, for example, yesterday I did it at the beach. So if I had been home, this is what I would have done. I would have Googled Synopsin. I would have taken some copy and paste of what it said, probably put it into Chat GPT and said, help me create 3 quick little posts or stories about this. Then it would break it up for me. Then I would create 3 graphics with the picture of the Synopsin, which you can just Google LEMD Synopsin nose spray, and you'll find an image on Google Images. And then I put that into the Canva and make 3 little graphics. And then listen, this is a big millionaire tip. I'm all about organization, guys. Put it into an album on your phone that is LEMD graphics. So do not keep making the same graphics over and over, right? So if I make one on Synopsin and I put it in my story today, I'm going to use it again next week on a different day because our stories only last 24 hours. So now I can use whatever I made for a post, stories, and I could even make a reel about it. Right? So I have lots of different ways to utilize the one information that I got off the website and as I learn. Also, you want to be able to understand your website. So if you're the kind of person who really loves to know the ins and outs of something before you share with others, I'm not. I'm like, take action and go. I'll worry about how later. But I have no problem when people ask me a question to say, I don't know the answer to that. Let me find out for you. This is kind of ground floor and I'm just starting too. I like that because I think it makes other people feel more confident. If I come in with too much knowledge, this is what I found in my last vitamin company. I'm the kind of person who can hear something once or twice and then I can memorize it and spew it back out. But what happened was everyone's like, oh, you say that so great, Blair. Oh, you know so much about this. And then they were intimidated and they wouldn't go do it themselves. So I try to not sound like I know everything and instead be like, oh, that's a great question. I'm going to find out the answer for you. And that way they feel more comfortable too. You don't have to know everything, guys, I promise. Okay. And so I get in there to understand my back office as well for about 5 or 10 minutes a day. So yeah, I've had a lot of people asking me questions about payday and this and that. I don't even know yet. I'm like, I'm just learning too, but there's a video in our back office once you become a partner called Compensation Plan, and you can actually go through the training yourself. And you can always book a time with Laura, our development person. Here's her Calendly link. Right? So you guys, we don't have to know all the answers as a leader. We just have to know where to point people. Same thing with your customers. You don't have to know all the answers, and actually be very careful because you don't want to give any actual medical. Ooh, did I just get frozen? Sorry, guys, my back. Ah, did I get lost? Oh no. Hey, Vanessa, can you hear me? Okay, so my face is frozen, but you guys can hear me. Okay, perfect. That was super weird. So what I was gonna say is you don't want to give too much medical information because you don't want to be liable for anything. So when people ask me medical questions, I say, that's a great question. You can call the 1-800 number, right? And I remind them of what the 1-800 number is. Or if they're like, I'm a little nauseous, I might go through a couple things with them. Like, are you eating? Have you had some fiber? Are you taking electrolytes? Are you getting active? They say yes to all of that. I'm like, okay, you might want to ask for some Zofran or something else like that. Here's the 1-800 number. They will give you a script for that. Right. So I'm just pointing them in the direction of where to go, but you can't point them if you don't know. So you don't have to know everything. You just have to know where to point them. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hit stop for recording and then we can open it up for any questions.